Hi everyone, welcome to Soaring Alignment. I'm Julie.
And I'm Denise. Welcome back, everybody.
We're so happy to see you and to be back in this space again. So we're here to do the first 2 weeks of December and just check in with you all and, share any learnings, guidance that we have. So what's been happening for you, Denise?
Yeah, firstly, I can't actually quite fathom that we are in December now. The year went so fast. And I have to say, for me personally, there was a lot of just learning, a lot of self-learning, again, more layers clearing going on and stuff really coming up. And I can see it with my friends as well and people I've met. In the last couple of weeks, it seems like everything is coming up. And if you haven't dealt with it yet, it's time, and it's going to get louder if you haven't done the homework yet. And I feel like also like a sponge at the moment, just really having the drive and the zest to really want to learn more things and do more clearings on myself.
Wow, that's so good. That's amazing.
It feels good. I'm quite excited still. But then, that's my nature. I'm kind of an excited person.
I can attest that.
Everything that's going on in life. But then, even when you're in the stagnation, to look underneath that stagnation and fear, but hang on, if you don't go into all that head noise, or you don't go into the noise of the world, but feel the spirituality or your connection, your own spark inside yourself, man, honestly, it's just exciting.
Yeah, I think so. I just feel like everything at the moment is under review, and it's almost like question everything, because we're being conditioned so much by society and by our caregivers, and it's having that awareness and that mindfulness to really go, is that true? So what is that? Where am I coming from? Am I coming from love, or am I coming from fear? Because for me, that's been such a big thing about, like, everything is energy. And I know that sounds, a bit funny maybe, but it's the energy, the intention, that we put behind every action that we take. And so, sorry everyone, we had a bit of a glitch just then. So I think I was talking about fear and love, and how what has been really important is really the intention behind your actions. So are you coming from a place of fear, or are you coming from a place of love? And it's something that Denise and I have been talking about, for the whole year, but I think it's just so much more clearer now, don't you think? Like, as in,
So
the path of fear is very clear now between the path of love, and it's just
it's even just a mind chatter already as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mindfulness and awareness seems to be so important, and it's absolutely more than a daily exercise. It's like constant.
Absolutely. Yeah, you just have to just question everything. That it doesn't mean you go into this thing of watching all your thoughts all the time, but really just as thoughts come up, just like, okay, is that true? Where did that come from? And because if it's not coming from a place of love, then it's something that relates to something you've experienced in the past, which would have been, sorry, that's not necessarily true, but as in, it's really important to look at the fear-based thoughts to be able to let them go, because they would have come from some conditioning that you would have had from the past. So that's why, it's just a really, and like Denise said, like, there's just so much coming up for everybody at the moment. We're all going through this because anything that doesn't belong to us needs to go if we're wanting to be in this new earth, which is based on love and all the abundance, the joy, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so all the old patterns now.
Yeah, I think so. And I suppose because I just thought maybe we can do some cards and just sort of go into that. But just before that, we do have the eclipse coming on the 4th. And Denise reminded me that's the Saturday, not the Sunday. So, yeah, so just be aware of that, because, you know, it's in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is, you know, the sign of truth and freedom. So I think that's going to be important over the next 6 months. And we're going to see a lot of that coming out for people, whether that's more protests or whatever, you know, whatever, however that might manifest in the world. But it's an exciting time. And so put in the intention for what it is that you want to manifest over the next 6 months as well.
Yeah, that's great. And it's we have that new moon, and it's a solar eclipse, and it's the second one. So the eclipses come always in the pair. So we had the lunar eclipse, which was freaking massive as well. And I think for Sagittarius, for me, it's always very much a reminder to be out in nature as much as possible as well.
Yeah. So yeah, it's always great to be out in nature. Yeah, very true. Okay, great. All right, shall I start with the tarot then?
Yes, please.
So what's the message for us for the first 2 weeks of December? So we've got the Emperor come out. There you go. And, you know, the Emperor, just, you know, looking at him, someone who's in his power, strong, firm. And so, you know, just being at the bottom of the deck is really about that, like, have that for the next 2 weeks or in December. Just really remember to stay in your power, like, because anything else really is an illusion. You know, to think that you're not powerful, to think that, you know, you're not enough, all those things are just illusions. Actually, they're not the truth, and they're just things that we've been told by, you know, either people who have been in fear, so they just portray the message, or it's been lied. It's a lie that we've been told. And so really, it's remember your own power. Really embrace that. And sometimes we can stay away from it because it feels a bit scary to be in that powerful space. It's almost like, oh, you know, if I take that power, what does that mean? I'm responsible for myself and I have to do all these things. But actually, the more responsible you are, you know, the less that you're influenced by others. You know, you can stay strong in your center, still be loving to them, still be supportive of others, but, you know, you're not being dragged into other people's stories. You can stay in your own. So that's really beautiful. And then we've got the Wheel of Fortune. And so the Wheel of Fortune is really about things happening because it's the right time. It's like destiny. And so it's about just knowing that everything that has happened has been for a reason. Like, it's happened because it's been the right time. And it's not to go into self-blame or, you know, like, oh, I should have done that. And, you know, because that just brings us down into fear again. Rather, you know, it's saying to ourselves, it happened because it was the right time. Maybe, you know, there's a situation that you might be experiencing, you know, difficulties in a relationship, a situation, etc. Just know that it's happened because it just has, that's just the right time for it. But, you know, now it's, you know, Ace of Swords, if you can see that. It's about being in your truth, really being authentic. And, you know, when we do this from a place of love, then it's almost like we create more of that in our world. And it's, you know, such a solid foundation in which to move forward and to grow, etc. So it's really about standing tall in your own self, in your own authenticity. And it reminds me again of the Emperor, because, you know, when you're in your power, you are in your truth and your authenticity. You're not worrying about what others think of you, what others are saying about you. It's really about you. You are your own story. You are your own reality. So, you know, I think that's really lovely. And then there's the Two of Wands. And so it's almost like the Wheel of Fortune is like maybe some things have happened which haven't been pleasant, but it's brought you to this point now, or brought us all to this point now, where we can finally see the truth of what the matter is, which is that we are powerful, infinite beings, and that we can create what it is that we want, especially when we come from this place of love and joy. Then, you know, the amazing things that are open to us, the possibilities are enormous. And the Two of Wands represent that, this man who is looking at the world and saying, well, where do I want to go next? And so, you know, this is what this is about. We get to say, okay, where do we want to go? What is it that we want to create? And our manifesting abilities are like going to be, I think, really accelerated. Yeah. So that's the tarot for the first. Yeah.
Great. I love it. I like that. There's quite a few cards that I've not seen.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Thank you. I really resonate with that.
Oh, no problem.
Go and see what these guys have to say as well. Any other messages we're asking for, information, insights, anything you like to share for the first couple of weeks for December, what to expect, what to learn, and where to go. Lady of Joy. Prince of Shadows. The Remembrance. Funny. That card was just flipping over. In the Lady of Leprechauns. Okay, so interesting. So I think we have had her before as well.
Yeah.
45, the Lady of Joy. So it's about taking off the ground, getting ready for flight, opening your heart, your, you know, letting go of grief and density, stagnation, and opening up for the new patterns to come in. Joy is coming to really help us to be elevated. So she reminds us on that lightness is always there. So it's really that you ask yourself, what has actually changed? If you are getting into all these worries or like density and negativity, even if it's from outside, to remember what has actually changed within me right now. And, you know, you are infinite being and we are joyful and pure. We're not born as, you know, being dense.
No.
Most of us anyway, you know, like I know actually one case where that happened, but I think that had to do with past life connections. All right, it was just a huge butterfly on the window.
Oh my God.
Butterflies represent joy and happiness and bringing in the color into life. Wow.
Absolutely.
And then we got the Prince of Shadows, number 11, master number. And it is actually that card. You know, don't think we talk about all these things and say you can't feel bad or you can't have bad thoughts. You know, it's actually also to really look and embrace it, our shadow side, but we're shifting it quick. You know, we are more aware about what's happening, the old patterns, and that we're shifting it. So I think that's a good message as well to remember. We're not trying to say you can't ever feel bad or anything, but we're both very much into that anyway, to look at the shadow sides and actually be clear then about the patterns. So then we can shine our light into all corners of self and integrate it and make it work better with the Lady of Joy rather than being intensity. And then number 55, again, that's turning into a 1. So it's like 1, 1, 1. So remembering, when you look at this face as well, it's you know, for some people he looks maybe sad, or you might be curious, looking into the future. But basically this card talks to you in a sense of remembering where you came from, and you know, it's the past that really made you who you are, and it's okay to let it go. You know, don't what Julie mentioned earlier as well, don't feel like, oh, all these things have happened and it's horrible. Everything happens for a reason in our life, and they make us the person who we truly are. So we look back at that and let it allow us to integrate into the new ways, even if that means there's some parts of your life that you're not so proud of, or that you didn't like very much, or that have been quite traumatic, but really it has formed also who you are right now. So it's just like acknowledging that part and go, okay, and now we're moving forwards. And then we got the Lady of Leprechauns, which is very much about that, the moving forward. Number 40. And, you know, you see she's holding two different gifts in her hand, and it's the crystal point and the crystal ball. And it's actually, like, for me, and the 4, because it's connecting to the heart space, for me, when I look at the card, it's about all our gifts are coming our way, and to actually be in stillness and mindfulness and awareness and look at everything, open your heart space and allow all to unfold. And your gifts, if it's your manifestation power, your psychic gifts, acknowledgement of self, self-love and trust, it's all coming in. So that's what I feel like. It's the outcome card, and it's not just for these next 2 weeks. I feel like this is really a big part of this journey. We are really understanding who we are.
Yeah, it's all part of the new earth, isn't it? Where we are loving of ourselves. We are, you know, in that powerful place where we realize we are worthy, and we're more than worthy. You know, it's just all of this abundance is our birthright, really.
And all the things we're thinking about ourselves, just because, you know, like, it's so put into, like, from social media to magazines, you know, you have to be a certain way and have to be. No, you don't. You know, we're all unique, absolutely. And it's self-learning through experience, where I'm going through these patterns as well and think, oh, you know, maybe I'm not good enough, or like not beautiful enough, or not this enough, not that enough. But really, it's all manufactured, and we're all so unique, and we're all so amazing. We're all so beautiful.
That's
so
right.
That's really cool. And I have another. I give him a little moment of showing up. It's a black moonstone.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, rainbow moonstone. So instead of normal rainbow moonstone, it's black moonstone.
Wow.
Like,
almost looks a bit like labradorite, doesn't it? A little bit.
It is a little bit, yeah, it does. Just feels very different to that. And it's more the nurturing aspect with this one. Like really that mother energy, nurturing energy, and also very protective. And then, of course, we got all the colors within that spectrum as well. So it's just nice. I
love it.
Having this close for the last few days. And I need it just now when we did this. Yeah, so gorgeous. I love the cards, and I love how they again intertwine, and how they give us good understanding for what to expect and what to work on.
I think so, because, you know, I was just thinking the exact same thing about the Prince of Shadows, and how important that is really to accept our shadow side instead of saying, oh no, we're not like that. I mean, you see it reflected in others anyway, and that's why we get upset, because we're like, oh no, that person's really, you know, blah blah blah, and we put it onto them, where it's really an aspect of ourselves we haven't accepted yet. So it's really, yeah, we're not about just being in the light, like, you know, that aspect all the time, but it's really important to embrace both parts, both sides or aspects. So it's really great.
I feel like, again, really important to remember we are all one. You know, that doesn't matter where we are and who we are, but, you know, that division is like the autoimmune disease of humanity that I might have mentioned a couple of calls before. But yeah, I feel like it's so important, you know, don't just acceptance and love and appreciation, forgiveness, all of that. It's also important right now. Excellent. Wow, I love it.
Me too. My heart is like pulp. I can't even speak. It's just pounding, but in a really positive way. Yeah. Oh.
relaxing, doesn't it? I feel really dropping in now. So thank you so much for your time. That was perfect.
Thank
Yay.
you too. And yes, thanks everyone for watching. And we both really love it, don't we? So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks. I kind of nearly forget. Like, oh yeah, that's right. People.
Oh.
Yeah, well, and I guess we'll see all of you guys in 2 weeks' time.
Yes, exactly.
Have a great start for December. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Let us know how you're feeling, how you're going.
Yeah.
Feel free to share this as well. And we'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you very soon. And yes, we love hearing from you as well. All right, see you at the next video.
See you
Bye.
then. Bye.